Welcome to Journeys with Jason George, episode 23, the first Mighty Moose of Algonquin Park 2022. Well, I lay my stuff out, and I like to get ready in the morning, but I know that I don't function very well, but we're ready to go. But before we actually go to Algonquin Park, we've got to think about a couple things. And one of the things I think about most is road safety. And a lot of people actually tend to drive through Algonquin Park a little bit too quick. And they don't enjoy the beauty of Algonquin Park. The sights on the side of the road, or even the things that cross the road. Here you can see some moose tracks. Yeah, that's right. These massive creatures cross the road when cars pass by. They don't even think about it. Driving way over the speed limit. Imagine if one of those hit your car, what it would do to you. Oh, what would your car do to the moose? Have you ever thought about that? Well, maybe you don't want to look at this next part, but this is what happens when you hit a moose and you're going too fast. Unfortunately, this moose limped off into the bush and it laid to rest. And it became food for other animals. And, that's sad. But let's get back to this moose tracking. Well, the other place to see moose is while you're walking the trails. And these creatures can be absolutely stunning and silent. You can be walking along the trail and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, Mr. Moose pops out. Have you ever seen a moose? Oh, while walking, look at how big that thing is. It's huge. Oh. Well, some of the other things that you might see in Algonquin Park are the birds. There's so many birds that are in Algonquin Park. And depending on the time of year, you're going to see different birds in different locations. These birds, they're pretty cool. I love the colors of them and how they stand out against the scenery of Algonquin in early spring. I'm not really a birder, but I do know how to appreciate the birds. There are so many different species of birds. They're just honestly really confusing for me. The animal that I come for when I come to Algonquin are the four-legged kind, like moose, bear, all of that. On this trip, I noticed something in the distance, and as I looked closer, it started to shake. Oh, yeah? Is that what I think it is? Oh, man. Yeah. So I found a good location, and I started watching the moose. And then I realized that maybe it wasn't just a moose, but a mother moose and a yearling. Wow. I love seeing a moose. They're so beautiful. Well, maybe not in the springtime when their coats are changing and they have ticks, but I definitely enjoy seeing a moose. The size of them and just how fun they are. And if you sit back and you just enjoy, they'll put on a little bit of a show for you. The cool part about this whole experience with these moose is they were maybe 18-yard circle around me, and they just sort of went from one side to the other. They'd eat these leaves and those leaves. Yeah, it's crazy to me that moose survive off leaves and buds. Huh. Well, the reason I came to Algonquin Park this time is actually to shut down my gallery. Been open for 6 months, and if I'm gonna be honest, I came up early hoping that I would see some moose, and well, clearly I got lucky, and I'm enjoying my time with the moose, but it's giving me some time to think about my gallery, and if I'm being honest, it didn't go as successfully as I was hoping. Yeah, I was hoping that I would sell more, but you can't force someone to sell or force someone to buy your photography or your cards. But I did get a whole bunch of awesome comments and feedback in my journal or logbook that I left for people to sign. Some people left pictures, other people wrote messages. It was awesome. I can't wait to read these in a few years or even a few months and just reminisce on the awesome opportunity I had to actually get to share my pictures. And now I'm getting a chance to share some video. I don't have much video of moose, so I'm actually pretty fortunate about this time that I got to spend with this mom and yearling. I could just watch them play all day, but I know that I have some friends in the park that I want to meet up with. One of them is my friend Anne. She's an amazing photographer, and she does so much to help animals. And then there's Willow and Zarlene. And I don't really know them that well, but they're super fun and they do some great things and just make people smile. So I'm really excited to meet up with these three people. Anne's brought her friend, and she's never seen a moose. And I told her I'd find her a moose. Unfortunately, while I'm looking at these moose, they're actually at my art gallery in the other side of the park. So they won't get to enjoy these moose with me. But we'll try to find some more later on. Oh, look at the fur. It just doesn't look like... It just doesn't look right. I wonder if it hurts and bothers them. They don't seem to be itching or scratching too much. So I'm assuming that the ticks aren't too bad on at least these two. But that's definitely something that you need to worry about while you're in the outdoors, especially in the springtime, because the ticks have definitely been feeding on the moose over winter. Some of them are probably covered. Ticks are something that you need to be careful for, so please make sure that you are aware of them, as they can spread a lot of diseases. But let's get back to the moose. Yeah, that's you. Well, this is a female, and I know this because it has no antlers. And yeah, some of you are like, well, males don't always have antlers, and you're correct. Males won't have antlers in the wintertime because they drop them, and then they start to grow new ones. But I know this one's a female because it has no grow marks or antlers currently. And it's a yearling because it's smaller than it. And yeah, I'm assuming that it's also a female yearling as it doesn't have any antlers growing. So these are two female moose. Well, let's just sit and enjoy them. I love the way that they just tinker and walk around. I know so many people who have been to the park multiple times and never seen a moose. So we're just gonna hang out and enjoy this experience. Plus, these are my first moose of the season, so I'm pretty excited. And not gonna lie, it's pretty exciting when you go out looking for an animal and you find that animal. It's even cooler when they put on a show and they hang out for a while. I wish that I was able to share it with my friends, but they're on the other side of the park. And they're kind of busy. I hope they enjoy my show. I really hope anyone who came to my show enjoyed it, even if they didn't have the opportunity to write in the logbook. That logbook was a cool idea, and I'm glad that so many people took the time to write in it. So to those people, honestly, thank you so much. And for the people who sent me messages or followed me on Instagram or YouTube, thank you. Speaking of that, if you're enjoying this video, I'd love if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. but can't force you. If you want to, you could even hit notify so that you don't miss out on any other cool videos. Yeah, maybe this moose will get into one later when it's got its fall coat on. Yeah, that's right. At some point, Mom's going to kick you out of the house, and you're going to have to take care of yourself. I'm not sure if any of you follow my walking stick, but there's actually going to be a moose tooth in the walking stick. Well, maybe not a full one, but pieces of one, because I had a shattered one. Yeah, that's the walking stick with a Damascus knife. It's a pretty cool video and experience. Very different than this moose one, but cool nonetheless. It's been fun forging and doing all those cool things. But, oh, this moose has a little bit of a problem. Oh, maybe it's just going to eat its way out of the problem. I love the way the ears flap when they're doing stuff and shaking their head. They're so cute. I wonder which branches or why they choose certain branches. Because while I was watching them, all they did was go from the one side to the other side. And it seemed like they were picking only certain branches. And it wasn't just one type of plant, it was different types of plants. But it wasn't all of them in one area. They were just sort of grazing. But what drew them to one specific? Wait, all this talking of food. Oh, it's dinner time. I gotta go meet Anne and her friend for dinner. Oh, I guess I'll leave these two alone. Well, thanks for spending time with me, guys. Well, have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Oh, so as I was leaving those two, I spotted another moose. Oh, this one's a male moose. Yeah, you can see the antlers. And in the springtime, the antlers are covered with velvet. That's that brown stuff on them. Yeah, and this one's just catching a drink. And antlers are one of, or if I'm not mistaken, the fastest growing bone on the planet. They're pretty cool. I'd love to find a moose antler. I found many deer antlers, or sheds as they're called, but I've never found a moose shed. Oh, yeah, don't worry, I don't want you to be hurt. I just want to find one in the fall time after you've procreated. Yeah, I wonder how big your antlers are going to be in the fall. Are you a massive moose, or are you a young one? I guess only time will tell. Yeah, you go back, you have a drink. Well, I've seen 3 moose, and that's a pretty good day. I came up for my gallery tomorrow, and I've got to spend a little bit of time with some moose. Oh, I got a mom and a yearling and a male. That's a decent little trip. And I've got some pretty cool footage. It's awesome to watch them drink, and I love that little like drool trail as it drops off their chin. Man, moose are massive. Yeah, you're massive. You know that. You're like the biggest thing out there. I wonder what it is that you hear or see out that way. Are you sticking your tongue out at me? I think there's something that way. What do you keep looking at? Well, you know what? I gotta go. And no trip to the park is actually complete without a checkout of the awesome totem pole. Although I've been to the park many times, I always stop here and just remember and think about the pass.
Alright, bear claw. Isn't that pretty?
That's so cool. So we've got bear, then a porcupine, and then a fox. Sweet.
I can't wait to share these in my presentation room. Oh, great addition. But now, I'm here at the Mad Musher for dinner with Anne. I wonder who her friend is. And I look forward to our yummy dinner. Willow and Zarly let me borrow their sweet night vision goggles. I was so excited to use them, and they're actually really simple to use. Except I came across one problem. It didn't like my micro SD, but I could still use them and check things out. Man, I kind of want night vision goggles, and you can actually record stuff if it likes your micro SD. This is something to look into. Thanks so much for letting me borrow them. After a nice sleep in my car, I'm back out trying to find a moose for Anne's friend, and oh, yep, nature's chocolate. No, don't eat it. It's not nature's chocolate. That's moose droppings. Oh, maybe there's a moose around here. Oh, that's Spank. He's my traveling buddy, and he found a moose. Oh, found some moose. Now I need to let Anne and Sue and Willow and Zarly know about the moose, because I want to share it with them. And now they're on their way. Yeah, I'm going to show you to my friends. Okay, so giraffe, if we look this way, we will actually see the moose out in the distance on the left-hand side. Many people have seen moose in Algonquin. I wonder how many people have seen a giraffe.
There's two of them.
And just like that, Anne and Sue have shown up. Oh, everybody's getting to see them. Sue and I decided to get a little bit closer though. And what an experience.
So was it worth losing your shoe for a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, it was worth it to get the...
I'm not a person who worries about getting dirty. There, awesome.
It's a pretty cool experience getting to see your first moose, and it's with a yearling too.
Oh my goodness.
So cool.
Look at that.
Anne actually has a picture where you can see the moose in Sue's camera. It's on my Instagram. Check it out, it's cool. And, yep, I fell in the mud and I got a little bit wet. But I had to leave and head to the visitor center because, yep, it's time to close down the gallery. And, oh, look at all this writing. I'm glad that I left this, and it's amazing that people left me messages. Again, I do wish I sold a little bit more, but I know the exposure was worth it, and I just had a great time, and I love that people also seem to enjoy the show. So, overall, it was totally worth it. And on my way home, I spotted another moose. Oh, this one is a felted moose. Need help picking a name. And look at these ice formations. It's the end of winter. Spring is coming and there's still ice in certain spots. And wow, is it ever beautiful. And we've got a woodpecker. This is a woodpecker that I don't often see. Normally they have red heads. This one has a yellow head. Do you know what kind of woodpecker it is? Yeah, woodpeckers can do a lot of damage to the right tree, or the wrong tree, depending on how you look at it. And, oh, we saw a loon. But not gonna lie, my next video has underwater loon videos. You should definitely check that one out. And the moose and Spank are enjoying their ride home. What a beautiful day. Great experiences, and I gotta share my love with a couple more people. Well, thank you, Algonquin, for another great time. A bunch of birds, a whole bunch of moose, some great people. Oh, Algonquin is never a bad place to visit. You gotta enjoy the outdoors. Man, can't wait to come back here again. Every time is a unique and special occasion. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and enjoy the wildlife.